Awamori shares history with karate.
My first association was like, okay, this must be the origin of the drunken style of fighting. Have you ever, you guys know that? Maybe before practicing they get drunk on the Awamori.
Yeah.
But no, okay. My fantasy went too far.
Let's go on an adventure together. See the beauty of Japan, all the places we have planned, in the faces that you never knew were waiting for you. Late night to sunrise, we'll stay by your side and make your memories everlasting.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Japan Travel and Friends
everybody.
podcast, you guys. So Japan Travel is a media and travel company that's focused on connecting Japan to the world, and that's what we're gonna do here at Japan Travel and Friends. We're gonna connect Japan to you guys, and we're gonna give you all the best tips possible. We're gonna chat and have a great time, and just just take you along on the journey with us to discover Japan. And it's your hosts, Davide, Anna, Luca.
Did you
And,
notice we all dressed in blue shades?
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I just noticed now.
Might be on purpose. But so today's topic is very interesting. You might have guessed it by now if you're watching this by looking at the table. It's something that's a big part of Japanese culture, and that has to do with what you're seeing on the table. So
Making
alcohol.
crafts. No, sorry, I got it wrong. I thought we were talking about Japanese craft, guys.
We'll cover that for sure.
Okay.
Speaking of which, make sure to like this and subscribe to the podcast to stay tuned to all of our weekly episodes. This is episode 4, and again, we're gonna talk about drinking in Japan, which is a big part of Japanese society.
Yes.
Yeah, very. There's so much to talk about, so you're definitely gonna hear a lot of different information.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
tell us what's your favorite alcoholic drink
From Japan, though.
from Japan.
Yeah, totally.
So today, everything is made in Japan.
Yes.
We don't have any foreign brands.
Yeah, and drinking is mainly a way for people to get together, get to know each other better, and to kind of break down the barriers that you see in a lot of formal contexts in Japan, right? There are so many different ways that people gather to grab a few drinks and chat, and we're gonna just talk about all of that today.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we're gonna try some of the main, beverages, alcoholic beverages you can find in Japan. Give you a couple of asusumes, right? Recommendations. Right?
Yeah, you should definitely try some of these on your trips to Japan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna just, try our best to show you guys all of the stuff that you're seeing here on the table. And so I guess let me give you a bit of an overview of what Japan's alcoholic scene is about, right?
That sounds a bit wild, ne?
So we have a bunch of stuff. So the main things that you will encounter while you're in Japan are beer, of course, and there's some of the main brands are Asahi, right, and Suntory.
Don't say too much about that, otherwise I don't know, I run out of topics later.
Yeah. And of course everybody knows sake and...
or sake, as foreigners used to call it.
Yeah.
This one and this one.
Yeah. And also shochu and Awamori. We're gonna explain to you guys what that means in just a second. Then we have whiskey, of course, and a lot of Japanese whiskeys are, known all over the world, right?
Yeah. They gotten very popular in the recent years.
Yeah. And we have one right there, and we'll show you later. And we're gonna try and give her best kind of evaluation of it. Then we have a bunch of other stuff like highball, stuff that's called highball. and which is a carbonated drink made of whiskey
Yeah.
and soda water. So, and that's very common in places like izakayas, right?
Yeah.
So those Japanese pubs.
Yeah, then there's a whole lot of different subtypes of this highball, chuhai, that's the
Chuhai.
main thing, which is incorporating all these ones. Of course, they do have some wine,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about it later.
That,
We don't
yeah.
have much wine right now. Umeshu, I think we have one there,
Yeah.
The umeshu, it's also Japanese authentic alcoholic beverage, and we'll talk about
Yeah.
it later.
And that's made of plums.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then chuhai, it's a fruit flavored alcoholic drink. And so this is kind of just an overview of the main stuff that you will find at
Yeah.
places like izakayas that we talked about, which is one of my personal favorite, maybe yours as well.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
Yeah.
I love izakaya.
One of the
I
main
haven't
places
been there
where people hang out.
in years.
Oh, how dare you?
wow.
I haven't got the
missing
chance,
out.
Dare
no?
you, sir. Izakayas are probably the most famous place where people go to
Yeah.
just chat, drink, and have fun.
Yeah.
Right? And you find all of these drinks there, and I don't know. Do you want to jump into it and like just?
Not yet. I wanted to say. I wanted to say that there's many different environments where Japanese drink and
Yeah.
many occasions which are connected to Japanese culture. I will try to be brief, but basically you have the end of the year drinking in the company, and many are which is
Yeah.
called bonenkai,
Bonenkai.
where there is an informal setting and all the employees are invited and you drink there. Then you have, for example, some Shinto, so religious rituals at the Shinto shrine where you drink some sake.
Yeah.
And then there are a few other times of the year or occasions in Japan which normally are very good time to drink some specific types of drinks. So
Yes.
Yeah.
with that said, we can jump into the different types. So I don't know who wants to start. We all selected our own specialties.
Yeah.
I don't mind starting. I'm the one talking,
Please.
and then
Okay,
you guys
sure.
can go. I will start with the non-Japanese beverage. Now we're like, everybody's like, what the hell are you doing? You just said it's all made in Japan. Yes, these are made in Japan. Well, hold on, let me reveal the beer. And I have another small, tiny whiskey. They are made in Japan. They are Japanese alcoholic beverage, but they are not originally from Japan. What does it mean? They were actually not part of the Japanese alcoholic beverages before the opening of the borders of Japan. Not the current borders opening, but the one in the 1800s. In the actually time of the Meiji Restoration period, so we're talking about 1850s. In 1856, there is the Treaty of Kanagawa,
All right.
prefecture where I'm from, by the way, next to Tokyo.
Yeah.
So the Treaty of Kanagawa basically opened the trade for Japan, and this trade for Japan was basically a blessing for everybody. They wanted to bring stuff in Japan. And this is the time beer came in for the first time. Because before, yes, it was tried a bit it was imported by some Dutch traders. They were in south near Nagasaki, but not so largely available to everybody. So that's the time beer came in for the first time, and also whiskey and other different super alcoholics, let's call it like that. Beer is the first non-Japanese drink that people in Japan tried. And I'm saying non-Japanese again because the Japanese, let's say, invented drinks are the sake, which is called Nihonshu in Japanese, the umeshu, and the Awamori that we will mention soon. But the beer was, of course, invented elsewhere in Europe. And then it was the Yokohama was the first place in Japan where people started to drink beer.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the first beer brewery
Yep.
was made in 1869, so 15 years after they opened the borders,
Yep.
in Yokohama. The Kirin beer.
Yeah.
So we have 4 main brands.
Yeah.
There's Kirin and Sapporo
Yeah.
and Asahi.
Yeah.
And the 4th one I don't remember, but we will, some of you will know for sure.
Suntory?
I guess,
Suntory?
but
Right?
Suntory is Asahi. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, this one is the most sold beer
Yeah.
in Japan
Super
right
dry.
now. Asahi Super Dry. It has been in commerce for over 100 years, and alongside with the other 3 brands, they basically are the 4 giants of the beer market in Japan, Japanese brands.
Yeah.
Beer is also the most consumed alcoholic in Japan at the moment.
Okay.
2/3 of all the alcohol consumed in Japan, it comes from the beer. And it's just a pretty high amount, of course, and then all the rest is the last 1/3. Beer is also enjoyed in many different settings.
Yep.
In the izakayas, we were saying. Also, when you are
setting,
traveling in the
shall we
Shinkansen, right?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Morning beer, classic.
Morning beer, not my thing,
Not for
but
us, but
With bento box,
Yeah.
lunchbox,
Yeah.
beer,
box,
right?
a breakfast box, and a beer. That's kind of common. I guess.
And I must say, also in Japan, there is a wide amount of women that drinks, while if
right.
you compare it to other countries, I don't know, I'm from Italy. In Italy, women don't drink. Like, I know maybe 20% of the women in Italy drink. I mean, don't drink regularly. Let's put it this
Oh, okay.
way. Like, if you go to a wedding, you have some
I
wine,
see what
that's
you're
fine.
saying, yeah.
But they don't go.
Okay, yeah.
If they go to the restaurant, you won't see like a woman ordering beer.
No, it's funny you say that
It's
because
rare, right?
one of my friends, this Japanese girl I know, she's always posting on Instagram, her Instagram story, that she's drinking, a bit of whiskey. Or
Yeah, you
this
see,
and
and
that
this I
at
never
night
heard in Italy.
on the rocks. Like, I don't want to say every day, but like.
Yeah, that's what I noticed
So
as
yeah,
well.
it's funny you say that.
And my wife, she's Japanese, and she was the same.
Yeah.
And it's something probably people don't expect, right? Because
Yeah.
there is this image of Japanese women being a bit like reserved, not so. Eager to go out and drink in the izakaya and things like that. But actually, it's the reality is quite different.
There's no stigma behind
Yeah.
alcohol here.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Right?
It's,
Well, I guess partly because there's no violence, virtually no violence related to alcohol.
Yeah, and there
Because,
are very strict rules
yeah.
against
And-
drinking and driving, for example.
Oh yeah, that too. But then you have, the transportation system is great, so you don't need any of
Yes.
that. And people, even when they get drunk, they mind their business, right?
Yeah.
They don't really get a. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No, I've seen examples of the opposite side of this, the other side of the coin. But yeah, in general, they just don't get aggressive.
Yeah, they don't have
So-
this problem of
just
violence
drink, yeah.
related to alcohol, definitely. Also, drinking age is 20 years old,
Yeah.
if anybody's wondering at this
20.
point.
20, and then I'm sure there's people drink before that.
Yeah, I mean, it happens in Italy, and
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
I was talking about the beer. We move now on this, which is Chuhai. What is the Chuhai? This is the infamous Strong Zero. 9% alcoholic content, which is very high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For yeah.
Basically, this is
Pretty strong.
gas water with some diluted stronger alcohol. Most of the time, shochu.
Shochu and soda.
So shochu and highball, you put together, it becomes Chuhai.
Yeah,
Chu, so from shochu, highball,
Right.
Chuhai. That's the name of these drinks. Normally, they have different flavors. This one is with lemon.
Classic.
Lemon, and I think lemon is the most popular, like number top easily, because the lemon goes very well with this gradation of alcohol.
Yeah.
But then you can also find like strawberry, mango,
Peach.
I like
peach.
grapefruit.
She likes the grapefruits. For me, when I think about grapefruit, which is like basically the grapes, I think about wine. So for me, there's no way I'm gonna drink that with the grapefruit. But in Japan, grapefruit is branded in a very wide array of displays.
Very kind of the sweet kind of grapefruit.
Like they have the ice cream, they have sweets, grapefruit taste, and things like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this one is the best. It's the favorite from youngsters, I would say.
True.
Because this is much cheaper than beer. So this one is stronger and it's bigger, but it's half price of this, pretty much.
And for whatever reason, it's 9 degrees, so it's quite a lot, but also not as much as other drinks. But it's quicker it kicks in quicker.
Exactly,
than other drinks that are stronger than
exactly.
that. For whatever mysterious reason. Right?
And at the same time, it can be much cheap. This costs almost like a bottle of water. That's pretty scary. It costs almost like water. And the reason is it's a different taxation to the beer. And also they can reach up until 9 gradation. From 10, it goes into a different taxation. So that's why you will only see until 9. But they also have like 5, 6, or even 0. But at that point, they still call it too high, but there's no alcohol. So I don't know really why they do that. This was born right after the World War II, when people were very poor and they couldn't afford the most expensive alcohol. So they started to make the shochu, which is very easy. It's basically distilled sweet potato with water and sugar. And so they will make this by themselves with some fruit syrup and just squeezing the lemon in it. So they were very, let's say, popular after the World War II. And in the recent years, very popular among youngsters, but also anybody else really that wants to drink, mostly in casual occasions, I would say. Very casual. This one is the most iconic. Strong Zero is the name, with the lemon.
And you find that at convenience stores or vending machines as well.
Sometimes, you can.
It's quite funny.
In any convenience store, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty omnipresent. Very, very heavily produced and also distributed everywhere.
Of
Is
the
it your
population. No, not my favorite. A favorite of Japan, I guess.
Common sight, I would say. Next, whiskey. So we have 2 nice bottles. We have this one. Yes.
Very good.
We have the Cheetah, which is single grain Japanese whiskey. And this belongs to the big one. There are 2 main brands in Japan for the Japanese whiskey.
The big ones.
Suntory and Nikka. So this is a Suntory. I put it here. And this one is very tiny, but inside there is a 12 years Yamazaki Whiskey single malt, which is by many expert in the field the best Japanese whiskey that you can get. So we are not gonna open this today because I want to drink it by myself. No, I'm joking. It's a present. I need to give to somebody. And this one, I guess we can try, right? So we can jump into action, I guess.
Test time. And
let's smell it first. How is it?
pretty good. It's very sweet.
Yeah, very sweet. Nice.
So this is how many degrees is this? I can.
Alcohol content. It's 43%.
43. All right.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that strong by smelling.
This one.
And by the way, Japanese whiskey is so popular these days that I think it's becoming pretty much super popular everywhere in the world.
Oh yeah.
And this Yamazaki brand, they have some bottles, they go for thousands and thousands of
I've seen so expensive
dollars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a million of Japanese yen. So
Getting one for the crew
even
as well.
this tiny bottle was pretty pricey as well. Nice.
Yeah. So here's the crew, man. There you go.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah. Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Cheers. Kanpai.
Okay, I'm
strong.
feeling all the punch
It's
of
really
it.
good though. Wow, yeah.
I'm not going after this.
I don't know, how would you describe this?
It's nice.
It is nice.
It has
nice.
I
notes
don't
of
usually
something.
drink whiskey, so.
The taste, it's very sweet, almost
It is
honey,
sweet, yeah.
honey.
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And yeah, this is a good one. And I think we can open up a few snacks.
Oh yeah, let's bring in the snacks.
Couple of
What do
Ta-dam!
we have?
oyatsu.
So this is a renkon,
Couple of
renko
the crew is enjoying the
chips. It's lotus root, right? That's the word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lotus root
Lotus
Yeah,
root,
yeah.
wasabi,
chips
soy
with
sauce
with
chips.
wasabi as well.
Yeah.
With-
And then we have
Classic.
chiza, which is one of the all-time favorite for snackings.
Camembert.
Yeah, with camembert taste. Some nice cheese and salty stuff.
Oh wow, I love this.
Let's
Lotus
go
root.
with it. So this is some of the things you will normally get as snacks, just to eat alongside with this kind of drinks.
Yeah, and by the way, this bottle is really like not really pocketable, but it makes for a great gift because it has a nice size. It's how much is this? It doesn't say. Oh no, 350 milliliters, so it's pretty small. But yeah, I guess we can jump into gin.
Just let me give one more
please.
little history about this.
Oh, wow.
Very quickly, I'll be brief. So these were made by two different people. The Nikka was made in Hokkaido, in the very north of Japan.
Japan, yeah.
And the reason why it was made there is that there was the ideal condition that they compared to Ireland, because the person that made it, he basically studied the best weather condition to have the best whiskey, and he found a place in Yoichi, which is in the prefecture of Sapporo, in the very north of Hokkaido, the coldest region. And so they started to make the Nikka, which became the most prominent brand alongside Suntory. Suntory was made by another very influential trader in the end of 1800s. And the main factory was made in Kyoto, in an area which has one of the purest water in Japan.
Right.
So pure that it was also chosen by one of the most popular tea master in Japan to make their tea ceremonies with this water. So
Wow.
because of this amazing water, they have one of the best whiskeys in
yeah.
Japan. So this was one of the
Water is very
reasons.
important.
Water is essential, and we will see also with the sake that Anna will introduce.
Yeah.
The water is key, and if there is good water, there is good rice. If there is good rice, there is good sake.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
Oh, we talk about gin first?
You want to talk about gin?
Yeah, whiskey to gin is a short
Yeah.
leap.
Let's go.
Yeah, we have Roku gin here. ROKU gin. It's one of the most popular
Roku.
gins in Japan.
By the way, this I recommended to you, right? I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
This
what
was
I'm
my
saying. Yeah.
fault that he
Very
got addicted to it, and now he drinks one bottle every.
So this is also from Suntory, the company Suntory, right? And Roku gin. So it's a premium craft gin, right? And the word Roku means, so it translates to 6 because it is made from 6 main ingredients.
Ooh.
So in here we have sakura flower, and then yuzu
Ooh.
peel. Then we have
Sounds
sencha
good
tea.
already.
Yeah. Oh, it smells great. Then we have sansho pepper. Then we have sakura leaf, and then we have gyokuro tea.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of like each
It's
of
6
them.
angles as well, the bottle, right?
Yeah. 1, 2,
Oh,
3,
so
4, 5,
cool.
6. Yeah. So yeah, and like each of them, they give you a kind of a different angle. You know, when you're trying this one.
So it's very aromatic, isn't
Super.
it? I
Yeah, like
remember.
very herbal kind of smell and taste as well. And yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I love
And-
this one. Also, the strong of lemon is pretty strong. The fruity lemon, like bitterish fruity.
So good.
And being from a country full of lemons,
Yeah.
town full of lemon, I really like the taste of this one.
And so what's interesting about this bottle is that so they follow the philosophy of Shun. So
Whoa.
picking all the like enjoying every food and drink based on its proper season. So apparently what they do for this bottle is they pick the Japanese, like they pick the ingredients that are harvested in their ideal season and in the ideal area of Japan to get the best out of it. So and you know it's everything is contained in this bottle right here. So I'm gonna pour some of it to you guys. All right, I'm gonna use a small cup here.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you.
And yeah, there's by the way, there's a lot of and this is for the crew. So there's a lot of places sakeya, right? Like places where you walk in and then they have a whole wall with a bunch of different
Sakaya.
well, yeah,
Sakaya.
So actually no,
like
I'm
a
talking
bottle
about gin, but yeah.
Yeah. in
But yeah,
Hanakanji.
I guess we can talk about that later. But there's a lot of cool places that where you can pick. Oh, I haven't poured it to yet.
This
Smells
is
so good.
this one was, I don't remember how I encountered it, but I was amazed by the taste
Okay, let's
straight
try
away.
it.
There you go for the crew. Cheers.
Bye.
Salute, cheers.
Oh,
Yeah, this is-
nice.
Yeah, it's really nice, and this is also very strong, I believe. It has 47 degrees. so
It's stronger than the whiskey,
it's
but it
pretty,
goes down much more easily,
That's true.
isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm curious about that dragon label.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the dragon label.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is
What is
Awamori. So the dragon label here is another one, another really popular alcoholic beverage in Japan, and
It's
this
dangerous.
is called Awamori. Yeah, dangerous though. It's quite. So this is 30 degrees, and it's less, like kind of aggressive. I
And
guess,
this one, it's
compared to the other one.
cultural drink. Like it's from specific culture of Japan as well, right?
Yeah, so Awamori is actually a kind of shochu, and it comes from Okinawa, which is a tropical island of Japan,
South.
down south,
Yeah.
right? And we actually, with Japan Travel, we had the honor to go down there and visit the actual distillery of Awamori.
Nice.
There's several, but
I'm
we
jealous, I
visited the
couldn't
main
go.
one. We visited the main
You went there,
distillery.
right?
Yeah, and with the crew right there. We went there, and so Awamori is connected to karate, and
Hey,
there's
I didn't know
a
that.
cool story behind
Ooh.
that. But before, if you guys want to have a look at our trip and at the kind of a taste of the connection between the two. So Awamori shares history with karate because the early practitioners of karate, they actually used to protect, so karate partly was born as a way to protect the Awamori business. So yeah, it's really
Really?
fascinating.
Like they were the
Yeah.
defense corp of the alcohol?
Yeah, because the Awamori business at the time, a few hundred years ago, was a very, very big business in a certain region of Okinawa. And yeah, karate was a way to protect the secrets behind the production of this particular
That
kind
sounds
of.
so cool.
Yeah. The production and the supply routes of Okinawa, so
Whoa.
they were protecting it against invaders and
Which was Japan at the time. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, and thieves and all that stuff. So, it has the history of it goes way back, and now you can find it everywhere. Awamori, not only will you be able to, which by the way, I'm gonna try this too.
Sure.
You can just enjoy it as it is like this, but if you go down to Okinawa especially, you'll find it as a kind of like a chili in chili form, for example. You can pour it on top of soki soba.
Ah.
Soki soba, for example, is one of the dishes, staple dishes of
Interesting.
Okinawa. Yeah. But soki soba, by the way, is spare pork ribs soba, which is really good. And they give you a bit of kind of vinegar sort of Awamori thing on the side on the table to pour on the bowl of the soba to give it a little kick to it, and it's really good. So you'll find it everywhere. Yeah, down there, yeah. And as you briefly saw from the video, we visited one of the main distilleries in Okinawa because again, there's many of them down there, and they don't really show you the secrets, but you can have a tour around the distillery, which is great. And
I'd love to go.
Yeah, you should definitely.
Nice. I didn't know that karate was associated with this. Before you tell us about my first association was like, okay, this must be the origin of the drunken style of fighting. Have you ever, you guys know that? Maybe before practicing they get drunk on the Awamori, and then they develop this new fighting style. But no, okay, my fantasy went too far.
No, but Awamori, Okinawa, go down there because, by the way, a bit of a tangent, but Okinawa is kind of it's Japan, but it's kind of like a different sort of
It's
vibe.
like the Hawaii of Japan. Let's say
Hawaii
this way.
and it's a very unique destination, so definitely check it
Tropical.
out. Yes, and get some Awamori. Oh, let's try it.
And also, when I went there, they had, I don't know if was it an Awamori, maybe you guys know more than me. They had alcohol with the snake inside.
Oh yeah,
Habushu, right?
Oh,
we didn't bring today because,
that would have been great to show you guys. But habushu, it's kind of everywhere. They sell it everywhere, and every kind of restaurant has that. And you literally see they have a snake inside this jar.
Yeah.
Where the alcohol is, and it's really strong.
Shouldn't.
Honestly, I enjoyed it, but if you can imagine what a snake smells like, then that's exactly what it smells like. If you
What
try
a
to
snake
smell-
smells like.
I don't know.
I would
But they
love to
also
be able to
have
explain to you,
fugu.
but that's right.
Oh, true, yeah.
For the crew, by the way.
I'm already drinking such a bad.
And by the way, I'm gonna turn on the lamp, which we forgot to do, but
Better late than never.
Cheers.
there you go. And cheers.
Definitely we're going down in gradation from earlier, which I'm glad.
It's really
But
very-
nice.
Interesting.
Very enjoyable. What do you mean? Yeah.
Not my favorite,
Oh, okay.
but it's still good.
I can tell the
Not your
similarity.
favorite, but it's so good.
It's still good.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's not so different from Shochu.
It is different.
So it's still like
so.
it's
yeah.
in that umbrella of sake shochu style.
So
of
shochu,
stuff.
Awamori again, it's the Okinawan version of shochu. And shochu is a distilled spirit that's made from rice, sweet potatoes, and wheat or sugar cane. And then Awamori, on the other hand, is made from Thai rice, as well as short grain Japanese style rice.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, and they use a black koji mold that's indigenous to Okinawa
Whoa.
to make Awamori. So it's just a kind of.
I went to one
brother of
brewery
shochu.
for shochu in near Aburatsu, Miyazaki, in Kyushu, south of Japan. And they have the ducks that are keeping the rice field, the field of the potatoes free of pests. And
ducks?
so, there's wild ducks that live on the premises. And so, and then they also they basically poop in these fields, and then there is the...
Right.
No, I'm serious. I'm not joking. So there is this special duck
Yeah.
kind of special shochu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, maybe we'll cover that.
Like
in
they
a future
basically
episode.
fertilize the ground. So it has a special kick which
cover
comes
it.
on these wild ducks which are used to eat the insects as well.
Oh wow.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, they.
Just to give an idea of the unique environments these kind of drinks have developed in the centuries, because these ones have been in Japan for hundreds of years, right? Centuries. So some breweries, they are like 400 years old, right?
Yeah,
so,
really old.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about sake because again, it's what a lot of people if you tell people, okay, what's Japan's national alcoholic drink? Everybody will tell you sake, right?
Yeah.
True.
And we're covering that
100%.
too, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anna is.
I have 2.5
Oh yeah.
sakes here, also known as Nihonshu.
I don't have any,
Nihon
but yeah.
is Japan. Yeah.
Nihon?
Yeah.
And
Nihon
shu
is
is
Japan.
sake, alcohol.
Right.
You're explaining the Nihonshu.
Yes.
So. Which I would say maybe very few foreigners that come to Japan know that it's called Nihonshu. They
Yeah.
all think about sake, because
Sake
abroad
just-
it's only sake, isn't it? Like I've never
means-
heard like Nihonshu abroad.
Yeah, sake just means alcohol, right?
Exactly, yeah. But
Point.
in outside of Japan, if you say Nihonshu, they're like,
Yeah,
What
they
is
know.
that?
Okay, so I'll call it sake.
yeah.
So actually, sake, we actually don't know when they started making it in Japan, but it did come from China.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
China started-
like many other things.
Yeah, that's true. So China started making alcohol from these fermented rice. So that, and then they brought it to Japan. But Japanese people started to refine the creation method,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
now we have
Right.
sake, Nihonshu. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and they say it's probably around 2,500
Whoa.
years ago.
Wow.
More than that.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
wine. It's been on for a long time.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have here,
Those
This
bottles look
one?
Great. Yeah.
how
They
nice
look
is
great.
it?
I like the kanji on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that a river kanji? Kawa?
Yes, so it's Midori Kawa.
Ooh.
Midori is green. And Kawa is river.
That's why bottle is
Look at
also
that.
green, huh?
Yeah, that's true. And this is from Niigata Prefecture on the main island of Japan on the west side.
Yeah.
Where Anna is from?
Oh yeah, we talked about that in the last episode.
Yeah.
Where I'm
Yeah.
from, and this is one of my favorite sakes. And this one is from Awamori, the northernmost prefecture of the main island in Japan, and it's called Gineboshi Junmai, 特別純米酒.
Whoa.
And it's from the Momokawa Sake Brewery.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Another river.
Momokawa.
The Green River and
Momo
the
is a
Peach River.
Yeah,
Right,
Peach
right.
River. And I actually went to this brewery and saw them making some sake. It was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So peach, so like this kind of has peach notes to it, as they say. As the
No,
experts
that's, I'm not sure about that, but you can taste it and tell me.
say. Oh yeah, so let's try that out.
Yeah. So actually, this one. So Nihonshu sake usually is around 15 to 16 degrees, like alcohol,
Yeah, yeah.
but it has to be under 22%.
By law.
Yeah, by law.
To
Yeah.
be considered sake, I see.
Yeah, and there's so many different kinds. So they shave the rice and use that to make the Nihonshu. But let me show you.
It's funny how we started from the strongest one and we worked
True.
our way down to the.
Naturally, without planning. Huh?
Gotta live life on the edge.
So this one, the rice polishing ratio is 60%. So let me show you.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Piece of art.
Yeah.
Such an artist.
So it starts from like brown rice, like with grain.
The big guy.
Yeah.
Where's the rice
And-
I had on the table from my lunch earlier?
It just disappeared.
Oh no, wait, it's here.
So this one 60%.
Too small, I guess.
So the remaining
Oh, okay.
60% is used to make this one, and this one 55%.
Oh, okay.
So the remaining rice.
So
very
that's why
small.
polished, because
Yes, it's
they
been polished.
remove the outline.
Yeah, and 55% is left to make this one.
Oh,
5
okay.
years in Japan, I didn't know that.
Wow.
And there's mainly two kinds of sakes. So one is pure rice style, and one they add alcohol. So the pure one is called junmai. So this one, junmai.
Yeah.
Actually, this one as well. This one is tokubetsu junmai. So they don't add extra alcohol.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me show you guys as well.
Huh. Yeah. Look at that.
So rice polishing ratio.
Excellent
Midori color was
explanation.
60%.
Right.
And pure rice style is called junmai. Junmai ginjo. And junmai daiginjo.
Which is like
And the other ones,
the most finished, like the most expensive as well normally, right?
Yeah, that's true. And so for the pure rice style, they use rice, of course, and water, like we talked about. So we have good water.
Yeah.
In the north of Japan.
Yes, and then we can create good rice.
Yeah.
And then we can create amazing sake.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
we also use yeast and koji, which is malt.
Right. Right.
Koji is the same for Awamori, right?
Yeah.
Koji is key element
that.
of Japanese, not only alcohol scene, but cuisine in general. I don't want to talk about the cuisine now, but just so you know, koji is like the fermentation,
Yeah.
like
part of the
secret ingredient for
fermented
like
world.
tofu
Yeah.
and
things,
Yeah.
so many things. We talked about in the first episode, I think, a bit. The one about the food, didn't
Yeah.
we? A bit quickly about fermentation
guys.
stuff. Yeah.
Sure. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
one with the added alcohol is the same ingredients plus distilled alcohol. So it's pretty much the same, just adding alcohol. But anyway, I want you guys to try it.
Oh
One of
yeah.
my favorite
Please.
Yeah.
sakes.
Wait.
I have my
where's this?
cup.
So usually, can I have the tokuri, please?
This is the
So
name,
usually we
right?
put it in that and then pour it into ochoko. These are called
Or
ochokos.
choco.
But I'm just
Onigiri
gonna go
ochoko,
straight
yeah.
from the
Oh, so
bottle
onigiri this?
today.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is normally how you
Right. Let's
receive it.
talk about
Am I doing it right?
The
or-
manners.
Okay.
Manners.
And you should go low.
So for people who are just listening to this, he's holding the cup with his left hand. And
I'm
kind
lefty
of-
though. I'm sorry. Maybe
putting his
maybe
right
it should be
hand-
the right.
Oh, should it be?
But I'm lefty, so.
Oh, that's right.
How about your ochoko?
Oh, I'm gonna use this one. So I'm grabbing the cup with my right hand. That's a lot of sake. And then kind of putting my left hand under it as a way to, you know,
Yeah. And then when
Ask
you cheers,
to pour. Huh?
if you're younger,
Yeah.
you
Right.
go lower.
Oh, that's right.
Who's the younger?
So the
I don't know.
the younger person should have the
Should go
cup.
lower.
So I'm
Lower.
oldest. You
Who's
go
the
down.
youngest?
Let's go.
Man, it's me. Oh, guys, you should.
Cheers.
You'll never know. Cheers. Come
Cheers.
So these are, oh, sorry.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
These are ochokos.
Ah.
I have a
Nice.
special one that I want to show you guys.
So
This
refreshing.
And you can see inside.
Oh yeah, those circles.
Oh, I love this blue.
Yeah, two blue circles. This is called janome. Can you see?
Which means in English?
In English,
Wait,
the literal
Get behind
translation
the
will be
cup.
snake eyes.
Ooh.
Ooh. So this is actually
my
for
Yeah.
people to see what kind of sake they're drinking. So the white part, you can see the color and the shade of the sake.
yeah.
And then the blue, you can see how clear the sake is and the shininess. That is why they put this
Ooh.
on the sake.
If you see impurities, like for example, you will be able to see like things floating.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
With
of
the
them
contrast
have-
between the blue and.
Right.
Yeah, you can see. So you should try it.
There is the one sake that is very, very dense, is Yamazaki, right? Like,
Oh yeah, without alcohol.
basically it's almost, you cannot see through. It's very different
Yeah, it
from
looks
this one.
white, creamy.
Yeah,
more
creamy,
like
exactly.
Yogurt.
Yeah.
milk.
Wow.
And that's the one that they drink normally in the Shinto rituals, isn't it?
Oh yes, they drink that too. But
By
you
the
can
way-
buy it at a supermarket now too.
Yeah, sake is a very kind of
Widely available.
but also religiously speaking is very important.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
if, especially like a lot of you guys might have seen those big barrels of sake at
Oh yeah.
Meiji Shrine in Tokyo, and because sake is often used as an offering to the gods, for example, right? So it's very linked to religion as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big part of society, and
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in breweries, in front of breweries, you'll see a big
Ah
sugitama.
yes, yes.
Cedar.
What's the
bowl.
name?
Sugitama.
Ah,
It's made from cedar tree.
cedar bowl.
Yes.
Cedar bowl.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
if
think
it's
so, yeah.
green,
I think yeah.
it means that they made new sake has come in,
Hey,
and
I
then it
didn't know
will
that.
turn brown,
Yeah.
and then they will create another one when new sake is made. It's usually around autumn, winter, that period. If you see one of them in front of breweries or sake shops,
Yeah.
you'll know that new sake for this year has come in, so you should go
Wow.
in and try it.
Cool. By the way, talking about sake breweries and production, I watched a documentary on Netflix that's so good. Basically, they were into an Ishikawa brewery.
I think I've seen it.
Where is
It's cool. You should watch it. Ishikawa. It's on the west coast of Japan,
Okay. Yeah.
and it's famous for Kanazawa, which is a beautiful city over there.
Right. Yeah.
They also have great sake, great sushi as well, great fish. Anyway, it really shows you the very unknown part of sake production, and they stay in the same building for a few months. I think 4 months, which is the winter months, and they live there. And they create a very close, neat, basic relationship with each other, all these sake brewers.
Yeah, because they have to keep mixing.
Yeah,
and
24/7.
checking the temperature and everything, because the koji is actually a living thing. So
Yes,
right,
yes,
So
exactly,
you
exactly.
have to take care.
Koji the first.
So how cool is that? That's so.
Great
That was
sake.
so fascinating.
Yeah.
And the master brewer was like waking up at 3 a.m. to go check the koji. You know,
Yeah.
so much dedication and passion
100%.
behind these beautiful products, which are really like the essence of Japan. It's a bit sad that they are declining in the years. Like the beer, it's becoming more and more popular,
Yeah.
and these days people prefer it to the sake.
Yeah.
And I hope that in the future the generations will be more inclined to consume sake more often.
Yeah. And sorry, please.
Oh no, sorry. Actually, I've noticed when my friends come or foreigners come to Japan, we go to izakayas.
Yeah.
And izakayas normally, just typical izakayas, they don't usually have many sakes. They have beers and shochu and other things like you just mentioned. So the only Nihonshu they have is just like one typical Nihonshu. And when they try it, it's a bit strong or they don't like the taste, so they think, oh, I don't like sake, you know.
Right.
But actually, if you go to an izakaya with many different kinds, you'll be
Yeah.
able to find ones that you like, because some are fruity, some are
Right.
more smooth than others. If you like dry ones, you can try the dry ones.
Yeah.
Like rich ones. There's
Yeah.
so many different kinds, so you should definitely
Yeah.
go. And some places do nomikurabe, so taste testing. So you can order 3 little
Oh yeah, that's nice.
yeah,
of different kinds, and
Oh
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
pick
yeah. I
different
love those
ones.
places.
Yeah, and then find the ones that you like.
Yeah.
So
And they,
By the way, about that, I think there's a place in Tokyo, I forgot the name. It's a building which has like almost every single sake brand in Japan. And you can do the deal like all you can drink, and you can try as many times as you want. So maybe that's
I've
also
been
a place to experience.
and in
there's
in stations in Niigata,
yeah.
there is a wall full of different Nihonshu sakes from mainly from Niigata Prefecture. You put a coin in.
Yeah.
You you press a button and then it pulls out Nihonshu.
Ah,
into
yes,
small
I heard about it.
bottles, and you
Yes.
can try it. So if you go to Niigata station, you should definitely try it.
Yeah.
Like vending
Okay.
machine for a second.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I think I've seen it. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, very
cool
nice.
concept.
You can try different ones.
Yeah. No, I think I was just thinking about the word nommunication.
Ah.
Ooh.
Because so nommunication is a very important word, right? Because so first of all, it's a combination of two words, nomu, which is to drink in Japan, the verb to drink, and then communication, right? And because again, like drinking in Japan is a way for people to get closer to each other, to be more kind of real, because most of the times, you know, there's a very kind of formal atmosphere.
Oh yeah,
in
barriers that you cannot
Yeah.
behave in certain ways.
Yeah. So again, like when you go drinking together, it kind of breaks down the barriers, and you can
The
be
ice,
more
Mm.
right, more outgoing and
Yeah,
So
yeah,
communication
absolutely.
is a big part of it. Where you go to an izakaya, for example,
With your colleagues after work.
with your colleagues
Yeah.
after
On
work.
Friday.
With your
Yeah, on
boss.
Friday, with your
Yeah,
boss,
with your boss.
yeah.
And
You
that's
have to
where
follow
all the also
Yeah.
there are also times where different companies meet, and that's called Bonenkai or Shinenkai at the end of
Yeah.
the year and the beginning of New Year,
Yeah.
and that's where they basically get together in an basically in an informal manner, and that's maybe when also some of the best deals are
Oh, yeah.
signed.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you get to talk with your business partners or colleagues in an informal way, but
Yeah.
still being in the work environment, you can talk about work.
Yeah.
And so everything gets a bit easier to come. It's really interesting to see sometimes these big like corporations having these kind of events with a lot of employees.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And again, there are rules that you need to kind of follow if you're in a Japanese setting, let's say. So, for example, you cannot pour the drink for yourself, right?
Yeah,
you
I
have to
missed
pour
it,
it
but
for
yeah,
other
you
people,
cannot.
like we kind of did here. So you pour it for other people, and like don't start drinking until everybody has their cup full.
Yeah, and then you
Which
have
is
to
something
pay.
I never
Kampai.
follow. I have
Yeah,
a bad
I noticed
habit.
that.
I have the bad habit. It's just never got into me. After you say kampai, normally you put the glass on the floor and on the table, right?
Yeah.
But I directly go, okay, kampai.
Yeah, but it's they're flexible if you're not from here. So when you come visit, for example, like don't stress out. I guess it's
fun.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
enjoy.
definitely.
But definitely try with those places. Izakayas.
Oh yeah, izakaya is a must. I mean,
must, like,
if you
my
come to
favorite
Japan and
place.
you don't go to the
all the
izakaya,
time.
you haven't been to Japan. Simply.
Yeah.
Good food too.
Totally.
And I mean, if you don't drink, that's fine. They also have plenty of food, like local food,
Yeah,
and they
and
have
soft drinks.
non-alcoholic beverage,
Yeah.
so it's not an excuse.
Yeah, totally.
No alcohol-free beer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they have a lot. These days there's a lot of alcohol-free beers and other beverages.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know if you visited Japan in the past. Let us know what you think about these drinks.
Let
If
us
you
know
have
what's
tried
the
them,
favorite, yeah.
what your favorite one is,
Your
and
favorite one.
Anasake from Niigata as well. Check it out; it was really good actually. We should try the other one. But
Yeah, maybe
You have to
after
empty your glass first.
after
Yeah,
the
I did,
episode.
yeah. So for the sake of the integrity of the podcast, we didn't try all of the
Oh, yeah.
all of the alcoholic beverages that are in Japan, but we kind of tried to give you an overview.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah,
best
and
overview.
Muta is drunk.
Yeah, look at that.
You can see.
You guys didn't notice, but he
no.
collapsed.
Down, man down, yeah. So yeah, and as always, now I think we can say goodbye to everybody. But
Oh.
first,
First.
so as always, we have a piece of poetry. for you
This is
guys.
the highest point of the podcast. People wait
peak.
for this moment every episode.
Yeah, so
Gosh.
today's poetry is a haiku, one of the most famous forms of Japanese poetry. And so today's haiku is from Matsuo Basho, who lived in the 17th century. And he's one of the most famous haiku poets of the Edo period in Japan during that time. And he actually made about 1,000 haiku poems, and he's known for his travel diaries. So he traveled all over Japan for that. And the one that we're about to show you is actually one of the most famous haikus in the world, I guess. Like, you probably heard of it if you're into that kind of stuff. Here it is.
Let's go.
And
music.
Ooh.
All right.
古池や河津飛び込む水の音
The old pond, a frog leaps in, sound of the water. So these haikus, they really trigger your imagination, and you have to kind of picture what it's saying. And
I can picture it.
Yeah, yeah, right? And it has a very relaxing effect. But yeah, that's it. That's all from us for today. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe again to stay tuned to all of our future episodes. Again, weekly episodes. And until next time, ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
バイバイ。
チャオ。
またねー。
チャオチャオ。
We'll never ever end our adventures, our exploration. We all wanna share this nation.